Hi, I'm Tammy Joe, and here in my small Kentucky town, I'm aspiring toward my life's mission to become healthier and happier while helping others to do the same. I meet in various places to teach yoga classes, working with other small businesses in the area. I'm always trying to learn new old ways of restoring health and wellness, and I invite you to join me on the journey as I try to slow down and improve one day at a time.
Alright, let's get started. Let's do something soothing. Find a good, comfortable seated position. Sit up tall. Start to take some slow, deep breaths in through the nose and out through the mouth. Let's place our left hand over our heart and our right hand at our belly. Feel the rise of your chest and your belly as you breathe in and breathe out. We'll do 2 more sets of that. Slowly in through the nose. Slowly out through the mouth. Let's release the hands and let them rest on our knees. And bring your awareness to the tip of your nose. Gently lower the nose down towards your lap, dropping your shoulders away from your ears. And finding a gentle stretch there in the neck. Continue your breath. We'll lift the head up. Nose points forward. And then turn it around to the left. With the nose still pointed across your shoulder, drop it down toward the mat. Notice the difference that makes the changes there in the stretches and in your neck. We'll lift the nose up as if it's going up along the left side wall. Arch across the ceiling. And then bring the nose to a neutral side on the right, pointing straight ahead across the shoulder. And then lowering it down toward the mat, toward the right. We'll bring everything back to the center. We'll keep our awareness at the tip of our nose as we begin to make small, steady circles, imagining that the end of our nose is a marker or a pen. We're drawing those circles in the air in front of us. Slow and intentional, and gradually enlarging the circle. Check in with your breath. Release any tension that you feel in your legs. And then we'll pause, bring the nose back to the front, and take the circles in the opposite direction. Slow and steady. Gradually enlarging. Alright, let's bring it back to the front. We'll blink our eyes open as we continue warming up. Let's draw the shoulders up toward our ears and gently lower them back down. Let's do a couple of those, waking up the shoulders. Let's find a loop in the shoulder, imagining the shoulder blades drawing close together in the back and sliding down on either side of your spine. Begin to engage the core muscles, drawing the belly button back toward the spine, feeling that muscle tighten. We'll pause here, and we'll take those rolls in the other direction. We'll pause there again and finish with 3 from front to back. Good. Alright. Let's move into a gentle spinal twist. Take your opposite hand to your knee. Turn with the other hand behind you, fingertips on the ground. Keeping the stretch, the twist behind the heart and the upper part of the body. And breathe. No pulling or tugging with the leg. We'll release that, come back to the front, and then take our twist to the other side. Alright, let's release that, come back to the front. Alright, let's come to the front edge of our mat. We'll take our feet out long. You can place your hands at your hips on the mat, giving yourself some support there if you like. Remember to draw in the belly button. We're going to point and press the feet. Working the ankles. Maybe rotate one of the ankles, making sure to go in both directions, and then move to the other ankle. Alright. Then let's let both feet fall out, toes fall away from each other. Opening up in the hips, the knees, the ankles. Lap one foot over the other. And then let them fall open. Place the other foot on top. Continue going back and forth a few more times. Waking up those hips. Alright, very good. A little more point and press. Alright, let's take it out some. Let's see if we can engage the core and sit up tall. Take the hands out and up with a big inhale. And as you exhale, fold forward, but only go to where you're comfortable. If you have any low back concerns, don't go too far. Just feel the back of your legs, the hamstrings. Give them a gentle stretch. Breathing. We'll drop the hands down beside the legs, sweep them up toward the body, and then continue on as if you're going to flick water behind you with those hands. And then we'll sweep them up again with a big inhale. Exhale. Roll toward those feet. Breathe. Drop the shoulders down so that they're not stretched up, crowding the ears. We'll drop the hands beside the legs and we'll flick the water behind us again as we sit up. Excellent. Alright. Let's bring one knee pointed up to the sky, taking both hands under the thigh. We're going to lift that leg and make a circle from the knee down. Drawing in the belly button, engaging the core, which protects the low back. Let's pause and go in the other direction. side, drawing that knee up, taking both hands under the thigh, lifting and making your circles from the knee down. Pause, reverse your circles. Pause, let's release that. Good. So now let's do our hip walking. Place your hands on top of your thighs and we're going to send one hip. Think about it stretching out of its socket, propelling that leg forward, inching you across your mat. Okay. And then let's go in reverse. Here's the dog. Oh, good. Let's get a big wiggle in those legs now. Let's come into seated cobbler. Soles of the feet come together. And there's a sweat bee on my big toe. Let's sit up tall, feet together, and then fold, hinging at the hips. Down toward those feet, placing one hand on either side of them. And maybe shift the upper body side to side. Opening up a bit more in those hips, feeling a stretch in the low back. You might even walk the hands forward a little, getting more of a stretch there. Alright, we'll walk all that back. We're going to come forward onto hands and knees. So if you want to do it in the best way that works for you, this is what I like. Crossed ankles, rolling forward onto my knees and hands, and then uncrossing the ankles behind. So, once we find our way there, we're going to spread our palms on the mat, getting a good foundation. Fingers are wide, and they're right under our shoulders. Knees are under the hips. Big toes point out behind us. Let's do a few cat-cows. Dropping the belly, reaching up the head, reversing into scaredy cat. Chin goes to chest, back is arched. We'll continue that motion, breathing. Might be one of my favorite poses. Stretching out the belly on the cow. Helping the back feel so good in the cat. Alright. Pause there. We're going to widen the knees as much as the edge of the mat. We'll send our hips back toward our heels. And if you want to stack your fists under your forehead to rest it on, feel free to do that. Coming down into a nice child's pose. Find where your floor is for your forehead. We'll breathe here for a moment. Begin to stretch the hands toward the top edge of the mat. Getting a stretch in the armpits, the shoulder area, the side body. Let's sweep both hands toward the left long edge of our mat, placing the right hand on top, tucking the head between the arms. We'll sweep both hands to the right long edge of the mat, placing the left hand on top. And we'll return to the center, roll back back up, getting into our nice, intentional tabletop pose. Hands are spread wide. Let's tuck both sets of toes under. So we're going to lean our hips back toward our heels with our toes tucked and get a nice stretch on the bottoms of our feet. We'll come back up. Let the tops of the feet lay on the mat. And then we're going to send the left toes back. The leg is long. I'm going to move forward on my mat so I'm not stretched off of it. Let's bounce a little here. We're going to straighten and tighten that leg, stretch it out, and lean forward, getting stretch on those wrists, back and forth. Kind of a sawing motion. And if you're doing all right with your wrists here, you might pause and lift that leg. If you'd like a little more, think about squeezing your thighs toward each other for stability, and then we're going to extend our opposite arm out in the air. You can keep the fingertips on the floor or the mat if you like. I'm going to breathe. Let's come out of our side lateral pose, placing the hand and the knee back down, and do a quick cat-cow. Both directions. Let's tuck the right toes under and slide that leg back and do our sawing motion on this side. Back and forward. Again, if you're doing okay with your wrists, go ahead and lift that leg. Squeeze the thighs toward each other. Make sure that your neck is long. It's not like a turtle and closed up in your shoulders. We'll extend the opposite arm if that's comfortable for you. Remember, you can modify. And breathe. Let's release all of that, and we'll come down for a quick child's pose. Maybe work on stretching the wrists and just resting on your elbows and knees here. You can draw the fingertips toward the forearm, pulling with the opposite hand. You get a nice stretch and do some rotations in the wrists. Let's roll back up, coming back into our side lateral. We're going to send the left foot back. Toes are tucked under, hands are firmly anchored underneath your shoulders. Let's send that left foot all the way out past the edge of our mat. And we're going to create an arch with that leg, keeping it straight and taking it over our other leg to the right side and tapping down. So let's do that a few times. Thinking about your belly, drawing it in. This last one, let's bring that back down onto our mat, and we'll arch up into cat, drop the belly down into cow. Then we'll move to the other side. Send out that right foot, toes are underneath. We'll send it past the right edge of our mat, and then start our arch. Taking it over the left leg. If you'd like a little extra movement in your neck, you can look and follow the movement of your foot, turning to where it is when it touches down. Last one. And bring it back. Let's dip back into another child's pose. Maybe widen the knees and drop down to where you're comfortable. You might even point your fingertips down towards your feet, getting a different sort of stretch here for the shoulders, the arms. You can bend the arms so that the whole arm points past your knee, past your legs, runs alongside your shins. See if that is comfortable, and if not, do what works for you. If you're on one cheek, maybe be there for a bit and then switch to the other one. All right, let's get our hands underneath us, and we'll come back up to our seated position. We're going to keep it low today. Let's extend one leg out to the side, point and press that ankle. Other foot is drawn in toward our leg here. Let's turn the upper body toward that leg. We'll do a forward fold on this side. It'll be different in the muscles we stretch than it was before. Breathe and relax. Drop the hands down and roll yourself back up. Deep breath in. We'll draw the arms up. Slow breath out as we fold forward. Alright, let's sit up and place our hands in prayer. See if we can switch to the other side without the use of the hands. Alright, we'll turn the upper body to this side with a deep breath. Reach up. Slow exhale, fold forward. If your hamstrings are tight, that muscle on the back, be gentle with yourself. Go only as far as you're comfortable. There should be no pain, just a good stretch. We'll drop the hands down, sit up tall, deep breath in, slow breath out. And then we'll move into our inhale to lift the arms, our exhale to forward fold. Drop the hands and bring it all back together. Alright. Let's either find a comfortable seated cross-legged position or come into seated cobbler, whatever feels good to you. We're going to work on the hands a little bit. Let's do a little rotation here. Press the palms together, fingers are spread wide. Flare the elbows out side to side. Let's turn the wrists toward our chest so the fingertips point toward our sternum. We'll lift those fingers up and send them forward. Back toward the chest. And forward. Good. We'll release that. Maybe shake it out a little bit. Okay, so now we're going to use our imagination a little. Let's bring both hands up in front of us, and we are going to tense the muscles, create our own resistance. Imagine we're dragging our fingers through thick, sticky honey. Really claw into that. Engage every muscle and every finger on the palms, across the backs of the hands, the forearms. Draw it down towards your belly. Drag it up towards your face. Remembering to breathe. When you get up to the top, we're going to let it flow out. Palms up, let it rest, relax. Drop the shoulders. Imagine the honey pouring through your fingers. Now we're going to take it the other direction. Re-engage those clawed fingers. Bring bring them towards your face. Drag them through that honey, pressing down, feeling those muscles work, pushing forward and away from you. And when they're extended out in front of you, release that tension and let the arms drop. All right, very good. Let's take both arms out beside us, palms up. Draw the thumbs toward each other, opening up in the chest, bringing the shoulder blades together. On your exhale, bring it in for a hug and tuck the chin down toward the chest. We'll exhale, release that, and with an inhale, draw the arms up in a Y pose. Breathe out, and then bring the next hug with the opposite arm on top this time. And you might even shift the upper body side to side just a bit. Very good. All right, let's release that. We're going to place our left hand on the mat beside us, fingers spread wide. Send the opposite hand out. We're going to send it up and over, bending the left elbow, coming into a nice arch. See if you can stack that arm over your head. And breathe. We'll change places here. Put the right hand down, sweeping the left one up and over, leaning into it, and breathing. And then release, stay. All right, let's move on down onto our back. We'll do a little bit of a cool down and move into our meditation time. Take down your hair if there's a hair tie or anything in the way. Get comfortable. All right. Let's send our left leg out long on the mat. And let's extend the right leg up in the air. Point and press that foot. And let's keep that leg straight and begin to use the whole leg to draw circles on the ceiling up there. We'll pause and we'll go in the other direction. Excellent. Let's bend that knee, draw it into the chest, wrapping the hands around the knees. Maybe activate the foot so it's flat on the bottom. Now we're going to use our opposite hand, wrap it around that knee. The other hand can come beside you on the mat. We'll draw the bent knee across the straight leg. It can hover when it reaches the other side, or it can touch down. If you want a little extra stretch in your neck, you can turn your head away from the bent knee and breathe. Gently, we'll roll onto our backs again, and we will swap legs. We'll extend the right one along the mat, letting it rest. Send the left one up into the sky, point and press that foot. Rotate the ankle, and then from the hip, start making your circles. By the way, this is Pilates. And then we'll reverse that and go in the other direction. Of course, we would have talked a lot more about activating our core if it was a Pilates class. All right, draw that knee in, hold the hands around the knee, give it a hug, activate the foot. We'll use the opposite hand to wrap around that knee, and then draw it across the straight leg to the other side. It can hover. If you want more in your neck, can turn your face away from the bent knee. If this is too much on your shoulder, the left shoulder, you can bring that arm to your right side. But if you want that stretch, that shoulder opening, you can be laying beside you to the left. Let's gently roll everything back and stretch out long. Both legs go to the end of the mat. You can place your hands on your belly or at your side. Let's draw a deep breath in through our nose and a slow breath out through the mouth. Really, really relax. I'm going to sit up to guide us through our meditation. Please find whatever position is most comfortable for you and adjust at any time. Roll onto your side, draw the knees in, whatever you need to do. We're going to start by really focusing on our breath. The sound of it, the feel of it, maybe even the smells you notice as you draw in breath through the nose. The temperature of it as you blow it out through your mouth. Think about the path that your breath takes as it comes into your body, oxygenates all of your cells, sends health and life coursing through your blood and all the way down to your feet. As you think about your feet, imagine them in your mind's eye, their shape, their size, the way that your toenails look right now. Think about the space between your toes, the height of the arch of your foot. As you imagine your feet in your mind's eye, allow each and every part to relax. Any tension will melt and slip away. And you continue as you breathe in and breathe out to relax and rest. Move on up your body in your mind's eye, thinking about your lower legs from the knees down. Imagine them, the big long shins in the front, the soft but strong muscles in the back. Think about every part of your lower legs. If there's any knotted up areas, breathe a little extra attention into them and allow them to unknot, to unfurl, and to relax. Bring your awareness to your upper legs and then also your knees. Allow the knees to relax. Any compression you might feel there to ease and to slip away. And then think about those quadricep muscles in the thighs in the front. Those big, strong muscles that allow us to move around, to walk, to have balance and strength, to do things like side laterals. Think about the backs of your legs, the inner parts of the thighs, and the outer parts. Allow all the parts to be drawn in an image in your mind. And when you see each part, allow it to relax, to release tension, and to settle. Draw your awareness on up your body in your relaxation journey and see your belly. Draw a deep breath in, letting the belly balloon out, expanding. Pressing against all four corners, all four sides of your body. And then as you exhale, release that out, allowing the belly to deflate. And as the air leaves you, imagine that it takes something with it that is no longer serving you. Think about your chest, about your rib cage, about everything that it protects inside. Breathe deep into the lungs. Allow your heart to become obvious to you. Feel or imagine its beat, pulsing without any effort of your own. And then draw your awareness to your spine, all the way around onto your back. Think about it being supported by your mat, by the floor. Think about your spine and the way that it is shaped. And imagine perfect alignment, perfect health, rehydration of discs, restoration of bone, blood and all the vessels surrounding it flows easily and naturally. All the nerves are in just the right place, functioning as they should. And you see all of that health and well-being starting at the very base of the spine, traveling all the way up to the base of your neck. And you think about your shoulders. And you relax them and let them sink into your mat a little bit further. You think about your arms and do the same. Every portion of your arm relaxes, tension melts away, and then you draw your awareness to your hands. Maybe your palms are open, literally, or maybe just in your mind's eye. Maybe you have something good already resting there in your hands, or maybe you're looking forward to that, keeping them open, free from stress, from grasping, from striving, from worrying. So you have space to receive something good today. And finally, draw your awareness to your head, thinking about all parts of your head, soothing any discomfort, loving every feature, acknowledging all the parts of your face, thinking about the top, the back, and the sides of the head, thinking about the ears and the chin, and everything in between. Finally, draw one more deep breath in through the nose, and a slow breath out through the mouth, and truly rest for just a moment. Slowly begin to bring your awareness back to this space. Noticing first the sounds in the air around you. You hear cicadas in our tree nearby. And wind chimes. Notice how the breeze or the air around you feels against your skin. And begin to wiggle your toes, and then your fingers. Maybe you notice the light filtering in through your eyelids. Just become aware of that for a moment, and slowly blink them open. find some good way to finish waking up, some good movement. Maybe you want to roll on your side and curl into a ball. Maybe you want to hug your knees to your chest or stretch out long. When you're ready, we'll all come up to a seated position for Namaste. Find whatever seated pose feels best for you. We'll sit up tall with our palms facing upward. Think about our posture, sit up tall. We'll take a deep breath in, a slow breath out. Today in Namaste, the light in me recognizes the light in you. I'm so thankful for individuals, for the personalities we all bring together, for the different perspectives. I'm so thankful for the resilience and the strength of our bodies, the ability to recover from injury and to move forward and get even stronger and healthier as a result. I hope each of you have a wonderful week and do some self-care anytime that you need or want to. Namaste.